Guys, and welcome back to the STPL. My name is Kix. If you haven't seen me before, where have you been? I've been casting the last 3 years, so it's good to see you finally here. Obviously, we're heading into our second series of today. Ash vs Net Wars was absolutely amazing. I'm not going to spoil it. If you haven't seen the earlier cast and you're watching this on YouTube or you're just tuning in on Twitch, check the VOD out afterwards. It was one of the best series we've had so far this season. Every single game was good. And let's actually have a look at this next series. It's finally, their logo is loading properly, and it's one of the best logos in the STPL, I think. Eternal Friends versus Clan Revolution. I'm not going to say who has the best logo because I'll leave that up to your imagination, but I know there's a lot of ReV people in the audience, and their logo is really cool. They designed it themselves, and someone on Eternal Friends made their logo as well, so awesomely done. ReV have overall won 7 of their series. In Season 2 they're doing a lot better. They're actually 2 for 1, whereas in Season 1 they struggled quite a lot. Now, in terms of round stats, Eternal Friends certainly going to be looking to get the win here, because otherwise they're going to find themselves closer to the bottom of the table. And Cat Camera Bell, I don't agree there. I think the best logo is 100% Nice's. Nice's logo is really nice. Unintended. But let's have a look at today's rosters. I kind of want to get through the kind of early bits because I know we've had quite a long break. We're going to have a PVZ between CRVT and Darking. We're going to have a PVT between Zinkler and Pinkbrush. A PVT between Indie and Blaze. And a TVZ between Medinho and Chaylin. That should be, I think that's my kind of key match of this series, just because Medinho is a really great player, Chaylin a great female player from Korea as well, and I think out of the two of them I know them the best, so should be an entertaining matchup there. Obviously if we get to the ace match again, we'll be heading onto Multiverse. It's very, very rare that we have 2 ace matches in a row in series, but maybe we'll get lucky. You never know. In a way, my voice is hoping that we don't have another like hour-long TVT. I mean, there's no TVT there at the moment, but you never know what might happen if we get to an ace match as well. So let's jump straight in to map number 1. Just to quickly introduce both of our players here. We're starting off with CRVT. Now, unfortunately, I am terrible with flags. I'm just going to actually have to look up where he's from. I seem to remember what it is, but I don't want to guess wrong. He's from Latvia. So CRVT from Latvia, fighting for ReV. He's got a 50% win rate overall. STPL rank 61, which is quite respectable. When does it start? The next series is starting in a second. And his opponent fighting for EF, Eternal Friends, it's going to be Darking. Darking hasn't won a game so far. At the bottom of the STPL rankings pretty much, rank 105, but there's a long way to go. This is a Peruvian Zerg player as well, so I never know what to expect from them. And they're going to be fighting off on our first map today. It's going to be Desperado. We've only had one ZVP here where Eriador took down good. It was a really, really good ZVP, and I know I keep saying nice and good all together when explaining nice, but their game genuinely was really good. Looking forward to seeing another one here. Obviously the main map features double gas in the main, no gas in the natural, so we'll have to see how that plays out as we get into game number 1. Okay, starting us off here in the bottom left-hand position, we do have the Red Protoss fighting for ReV. It's CRVT. And down here in the bottom right, in the Royal Navy, we do have the Zerg player from Peru fighting for EF. It's Darking. Now, I'm kind of interested to see how this is going to play out. Obviously, Protoss can wall this map incredibly easily. Now, there are some weird rushes where you can kind of mine out these minerals, but I kind of don't think we'll see that. But it is a Peruvian player, and obviously, if you've followed the Brood War scene for a while, essentially, Peruvian players are known to be a little bit cheesy. And I think most of the time, it's not because they play cheesy all the time. It's more because when they're playing online, most of the time they're getting really bad lag, so they just play the strats that are kind of easier in lag. But hopefully we're going to get a pretty good turn rate between these two players. Peru to Latvia might be a little bit difficult, but I can get turn rate. I've had turn rate 20 with Peru before, so maybe someone in Latvia will get a little bit close to that as well. Now, of course, I've seen a couple of people in chat pointing out there is 2 gas in the main. There's also 10 minerals for both. This is essentially, it makes the main act as almost like a double base, but not minerals. And that's why you have a pretty healthy mineral-only base outside. There's also another set of mineral-only bases that are guarded by the stasis cell prisons. This one is Rapid. We've decided this one is me. We've got Nyokan up here. And Doc Holiday, so I think Doc Holiday is more than likely going to be the one who's safest in this game. Wow, a drone attacking a cannon. Oh, wait, a drone can't kill a cannon, can it? I don't think, not on its own. But I think I'm most likely going to be taken out here. Maybe Rapid, not so much. Getting a mineral-only base, not too important, especially for Zerg here. They'll likely go for the other main. It's going to be very easy to defend with this small ramp as well, so... First gas coming up with a spawning pool. Now this was a 12 hatch initially, so the hatchery's almost done. 12 hatch, 12 pool, 12 gas, I think, into double drone. Yeah, so fairly standard opening. Obviously we do have the Forge Fast Expand coming in for CRVT as well. Nothing too much crazy here. And CRVT saying, just for the benefit of anyone in the chat, he was obviously the player playing here, and he said he saw the creep with a probe on the edge of his vision, but he never noticed it. Yeah, horizontal spawns, as Seriosity just pointed out, is actually very good for Protoss on this map, but I don't think it's game over here for Darking. Darking you can play kind of the Turtle Zerg style really well on this map because of this small choke, and you have this main here as well, so if we can get into a late game, I think it should be really, really cool. I'm not 100% sure whether or not we're going to be able to do that. Obviously 3 hatch Hydra can be quite good on this map. Now the 3rd hatchery is going to be far away for Darking, so I don't think it's going to be a 3 hatch Hydra bust, but busting makes Zerg feel good on this map because you can kill this Forge very, very easily. Okay, core coming in for CRVT, likely going to see a Stargate coming up behind this. Now, CRVT finally gets a scout off, he checks the main as well, he sees a natural expansion, so he should feel a little bit more confident than maybe he was feeling before, not knowing where his opponent was, but speed coming up for the Zerg, obviously. Another gas, Stargate. And everything is pretty much looking as you would expect. Now, the second gas is maybe a little bit early, but I think it's more usually where the gas is at the natural. It makes it a little bit more obvious when it's taken, but second gas obviously going to allow you to get a lot of Templar, a lot of Corsairs if you need to. Now, Darking is actually going for a lot of Speedlings at the moment. Now, did CRVT see that? I think he may have just seen it on the edge of his vision. Now, can these Lings actually do anything? That's the important question. Now, there's actually an Overlord here. Has he got Lair? But he does have Lair. I don't think he's gone for drop, but if he's already got drop, that would be kind of insane. Dropping Speedlings in your opponent's main right now would just win you the game, I think. I don't think we're going to see that, though. Drop is quite an expensive upgrade. He is going into Spire as well, so... And there's only 1 gas still, no second gas has been taken, but third base is up. Looks like we're going to have a couple of Lings come in here. kill this probe and likely take a 4th base. But as you can see, going for that style I thought he would, building that hatchery at the front, going to get a lot of Sunkens, all this off likely with a couple of evolution chambers as well. And this should be pretty good. Looks like all the ReV people in chat having a little bit of a discussion about this game, so it's always cool to see the players who not only played but also their teammates coming out to support their teams while playing. There is 14 active teams, there's a lot of... This is truly in all sense... Oh my god, losing the first Corsair is actually a pretty big mistake there, but a little bit unfortunate. I was going to say in the truest sense of the word, this is a massive global team league. We've got players from all over the world, we've got players from Canada to Australia, to Korea, to Russia, to Ukraine, to Latvia, to Kazakhstan. We have got people from all over the place, and all of them all playing for teams, all of them loving Brood War, and so far I have to say all of them showing very, very good games. Now CRVT is saying that he didn't see the Spire, but to be honest, with what Darking is doing, it's not too much of a big deal, I guess. So he didn't see the Spire, so he didn't know there was Scourge. That makes sense. Okay. Now let's see what CRVT is moving on to. He's only got a couple of cannons, not a massive deal. Adding on a ton of gateways now. Storm is on the way. Zealot leg speed is on the way. And +1 is almost finished. This is the perfect timing for these Zealots to be pushing out. But unfortunately, he's not going to be able to break this, so he's going to have to fall back, wait for Zealot leg speed, maybe go up to that top right base. But look, we've already got Sunkens coming up here as well. And Darking is going to be on 4 gas for essentially free. It's going to be difficult for CRVT to break through. He's going to need a lot more units, but unfortunately, you can say goodbye to Kicks in this game as my stasis prison has been cleared. And that's it. Okay, so how many gateways are there? There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 gateways overall. Robo already on the way. Storm is done. And 3rd base on the way too. So looks like CRVT wants to push up to the top right. +1 attack is now finished. Is +2 on the way just yet? Looking at the wrong place. Not just yet. Now there's only 2 Sunkens up here. There's a nice wall in though. And a lot of links. So it's going to be very difficult to break through here. There's no Corsairs, so he doesn't need to worry about the Scourge. But the Mulists are up here now. And oh no, CRVT is getting a few of the Zealots stuck. But this that's actually a really good place to hide the Zealots. It's going to be so hard to trade efficiently against that. But unfortunately, CRVT Zealots not attacking all the time, so not going to trade as efficiently as maybe they could have done. But as you can see, he's probably going to get another 2 links here, I reckon. Oh, still alive. Yeah, the Zealot unfortunately wasn't in hold position, so that goes down. But looks like CRVT wants to take a 4th base. This will give him access to a 3rd base as well. DT gonna head out on the map, see what he can find, see if he can do any damage, but there's actually a Spore here already. A ton of Overlords. The Corsairs unable to really get in and do any damage either, so does he even have any Corsairs left? That's the important question here, yeah. So he is starting to pull up Corsairs. +1. Oh no, that's actually range. Okay, so Dragoon range on the way, no +1 air. Oh, +1 air is already done. Okay. Oh, this is actually a bit of an anti-timing here. The Mule is coming in before the Corsair count has really risen. I mean, he's killed all the Scourge, and now the Mules are actually going to be forced away. CRVT doing a really good job making sure to have a good number of cannons in his mineral lines. But the Mule is now going to be able to come in over the 3rd base. There's no Storm up here just yet. Looks like he's got one. Is he going to be able to hit the Mulelist though? DT out the front of the base, more acting as a scout. Now, funny thing is, Darking can actually see that because of the Spore. So that goes down. Okay. extra creep colonies being added on up here. 2 additional gases coming on. Hive should be on the way shortly after this as well if it's not already. Yeah, there we go. Hive almost halfway done. Triple evolution chamber going to be going. Loads of upgrades on the way. Obviously, triple evolution chamber gets you carapace attack for ground and attack for ranged. And there goes the melee upgrade. So CRVT is going to have to make sure he keeps his upgrades going. And so far, he's not. He's been a little bit lower on gas. Obviously, still only 2 gas for him. But he's going to try and push in now. The Corsairs at the front taking a little bit of hits. But he's... Oh, nice storm on top of the lurkers. Okay, let's see if he can break through. This is a big, big army, but this is still a ton of Sunkens. There's another couple of lurkers coming in. They're not going to be done in time. The evolution chambers are actually going to be in trouble. Nice storm on top of the Mulus, but this is a good number of Mulus. The Corsairs shredding everything along with this Archon. And it looks like the natural has been broken. He's going to be able to take out both of these evolution chambers before the upgrades are done. Lurkers are coming in from behind. There's no observer just yet, but the lurkers are not burrowing immediately. He can actually use Splash from the Archon to kill this, but he's not willing to try. Just because it's kind of hard to do that in the heat at the moment. But he's going to break into the main. And if he gets into the main, there's no defenses up here whatsoever. This is a massively strong push here from CRVT. Nice storm at the back. And he's breaking through. He's got into the drone line. There's only... Well, there's 51 drones here still for Darking. But look, he's trying to add Sunkens. They're going to go down immediately. There's more Sunkens coming up the back as well. The Hive is in a position where it could go down if he just gets down there. And look at this. The Corsair's going to go up, see if they can find some Overlords in the top middle. And there's nothing there to defend them. CRVT may have just done it with that push. He has. Darking camps out. GG. CRVT wins game number 1. Yeah, that was a really well played game by you there, CRVT. Pushing in at the perfect timing before the lurker count got too high and managing to break up into that main. To be honest, I feel like Darking shouldn't have quit out when he did, but unfortunately, obviously when you're playing, there's a lot of emotions going through your head. You're going to lose all your tech as Zerg, so it was definitely downhill from there. We'll be back with game number 3, game number 2 even, sorry. I've been casting a very long time. After this short break. See you guys very soon.
I'm about to overload my aggression inhibitors.
Tsugi tsugi to hirogaru パーソナルコンピューター、ディスクシステムの世界。ブリザードエンターテインメントから新しい冒険を試すことができる RTS ゲームの発売が決定されました。最初は人類から取り寄せしたテラン。バイオニックやメカニックやいろんなユニットでプロトスとザーゴをぶっ潰されます。でも気をつけて同士討ちも可能です。抜群技術力があるプロトス。もし友達がいない場合、プロトスがおすすめます。あなた方の透明人間が卑怯ですが、ぜひ使ってください。そして怪物のザーグ。君の実力はナンバーズ。敵を圧倒してください。ユタリスクコントロールもガンガン使って勝ってください。応援してくださいね。
Nuclear missile ready. Nuclear launch detected.
Hey, how'd I get here? What the hell? I need that college money.
And here we are with the final of our STPL Season 2 map deep dives. This time it will be Multiverse, the map from the most recent season of ASL, that's Season 8. Okay guys, welcome back. We're here for game number 2 between ReV and Eternal Friend. So I'm going to skip the player introductions this time just because the cast has been going on quite a while. Both of these players haven't really played that much. But I do finally have a Hungarian flag for Zinkler. So let's have a look at the map we're going to be going into. It's going to be New Outlier. We've had some really sick PVTs here so far. Oh, actually not PVT, sorry. It is PVT that we're going to be watching, but we haven't had a PVT. We've had CVPs, but yeah. PVT on this map, pretty fun. Very easy for Terran to get up to 3 bases, but also very easy for Protoss to take the island bases as well. So we'll have to see what we can do. Radley commercial. There should be ghosts in every video, and yeah, I can speak Japanese. I'm not fluent or anything, I'm not that great, but I've been learning for... I don't actually know how long I've been learning anymore, it's been so long. Okay, let's get into map number 2. It's Zinkler versus Pinkbrush. It's a PVT on Neo Outlier. Okay, starting us off here in the bottom left-hand position in the red, fighting for ReV. It's Zinkler. And his opponent spawning here in the top middle position, we do have the blue Terran fighting for Eternal Friends. It's Pinkbrush. This map is very good for carriers, as Yufing points out. There were actually some really good PVTs on this back in the day in the final season of Pro League, so if you ever get a chance, look on TLPD. And this would be a good chance to mention Liquipedia is looking for helpers. Liquipedia obviously one of the proud sponsors of STPL Season 2, adding $500 to the initial prize pool. If you want to help out with the STPL wiki, please just ask me, send me a message on Twitch, on Discord. I will add you to the channel on the STPL Discord. Obviously, help out the other tournaments as well. People are always looking for Liquipedia updates, and honestly, one of the best things about Corrupted Cup was the fact that Brain updated Liquipedia almost immediately after every single game. So it was very easy to follow what was going on. Obviously, STPL, it's a massive team league, a global team league. There's a couple of people helping out already, Ziggy and the Fake Finn. Huge shout outs to them because I have no idea what I'm doing with Liquipedia, but there's a big Discord for Liquipedia especially. You can get a lot of help on how to make it work, but without the tireless efforts of all the people who contribute to Liquipedia, we would be in a lot worse situations for everyone. Now, Pinkbrush going to go for a standard 13 scout timing, not actually walling in against Zealots, not the most normal thing to do, but I guess maybe he has a plan. We've got 2-gate, most likely Power Goon coming up from Zinkler, so playing 1 base for a little bit. Could possibly change into like a 28 next from here, but the effects of casting for nearly 3 hours are kind of slowly catching up with me, but it's been good to have so many of you wonderful people along for the ride with me. And luckily enough, to be honest, Rapid isn't casting today, because if he hadn't have slept, he definitely would have made it through that first series. It would have helped me, obviously, if he was around, but I mean, those games are so good, maybe it would have perked him up a little bit, but he's actually getting ready for the WCS Global Finals. The round of 16 start today, I think, or tomorrow, I guess. It's only 11 PM in the UK, not 12, so... Now, in terms of what's going on in the game, it looks like Pinkbrush getting ready to expand. There is a bunker up here. Going to use this third supply depot to help create a wall. Command center should be coming up behind this as well. Now, interestingly, actually putting back on gas. So it's likely going to be a starport here rather than a command center. And using the bunker to try and hide that. In fact, the bunker's a little bit far back. But it will at least stop Sinclair from running straight in. Yeah, this should be a starport coming up, I believe. No? Oh, he's actually just going for siege mode. Huh. I thought there was going to be a starport somewhere, but I guess he's mapped out the gas pretty well. He's got a tank and siege mode at exactly the same time. Late on his command center, though. This is certainly a late expansion. I mean, when you're not sure what the opponent's doing, if you think about it, Sinclair's done a really good job actually blocking the SCVs. So Pinkbrush doesn't really know what's going on, and obviously if you don't know what's going on, it's maybe best to just expand a little bit later, play a little bit safer. He knows, at least by the Dragoon count, there's going to be double gate goon, but he will not know about the Citadel of Adun. Now we do have a full wall here, that's going to help him. Obviously going to help him against the DTs as well, but he will need some form of detection. Now, you don't necessarily want to get that in TVP unless you have to, and he still hasn't managed to afford to actually build a command center here. A little bit of a weird decision by Pinkbrush to play this way, but it almost feels like I'm missing a hidden building somewhere. It's like I've not seen a building that should be somewhere, and it's blinding me. But look at this, the goon's going to come in, they'll help bust down this wall, and there's going to be double DT once this Templar Archive finishes, and that's going to be very difficult to deal with. Now we are finally going to have an engineering bay coming in. As CRBT kindly put, he does know there's no Nexus out the front at least, which is a big tell that there could be something dangerous coming in. But this is a late engineering bay. It looks like it will finish just in time, because the DTs are a little bit later than they should be. I think no, he's not supply blocked. I don't know why he's not building an extra DT. I guess he just wants to expand a little bit quicker. Maybe he knows because there's a full wall there should be some kind of detection back at home. Doesn't want to kind of throw the game away. But 2 factories now for Pinkbrush. He has a good number of tanks already. Going to help him deal with the Dragoons out the front. There should be a turret coming up immediately. Now, there's not actually that much space to build a turret in a good position here. And a scanner is going to be blocked by... It's not going to be blocked by the turret at least, but it will actually full wall him in. So he's going to... Yeah, this is actually an awful turret position. Because when the scanner comes up, his units are going to get so jammed in his natural. It's going to be really difficult to get out. We got the first DT coming in. It's not going to get in before the turret's done. But yeah, that's a little bit unfortunate losing that DT there. Not something you really want to be doing. There is a shuttle coming in though. And DT drops. It's getting early, but late enough to the point in Korea where Artosis may be waking up in his comfy bed. And he's rolling around. He's like, ugh. You can just imagine the DT drops right now, and it's making him feel physically sick. Because DT drops, they are quite possibly the dirtiest tactic you can use against Terran. Because Terran, these days it isn't as bad, but look at this, he's got no armory, he's got no anti-air, so if you just keep picking up the DT and forcing out the scans, that's it. You can't defend against the DT. I mean, obviously if he gets a turret in his mineral line, he'll be okay, but he's very unlikely to do that. Now, oh wow, he's actually going to do it. Okay, he's aware. He is a lot smarter than I. Yeah, look at this. The tank's going to move out the way. He's going to have to kill this depot, but then that means there's only going to be this small gap to get all of his units out, and that's not going to be good enough. He's going to have to kill the bunker, probably kill the turret as well, because it's going to be so difficult to move in. But look at this. The shuttle's headed on up. He's got a third gateway coming in. Templar Archives is done. Is he going to go for Storm this game? Looks like not at the moment. Now, Pinkbrush does not see this coming in. This is a blind spot. But there is mines here. Oh. Oh, well. DTs in Zinkler's army don't really last very long, but he has cleared up all of the mines. Looks like he's thinking twice about dropping in the main, which is unfortunate, because he cleared all the mines with his DT there. Okay, still no Storm. I always like seeing Storm against Terran, but I understand why a lot of Protoss don't do it. It's very, very difficult. You need to have very, very good micro to be able to do it. I mean, it looks like the game's going to normalize a little bit. Pinkbrush, of course, is now up to 4 factories. No, actually 6 factories now. He's adding on the 6th one. And this is going to be a timing push. And you know what? He's killed 2 DTs. That's the main tech units of Zinkler gone. And Pinkbrush, regardless of the fact he won't have any upgrades, could actually just win the game with this push. Like, if he pushes with some SCVs, gets some turrets out. You need to build the turrets on these small little bits of land here, I think. Actually, no, this is buildable as well. If he gets turrets up, there's going to be nothing that Zinkler can do about it. Okay, there's a 5th gateway coming up. Luckily enough for Zinkler, that is in the works. There's still no Storm. I keep checking. I don't know why. I keep hoping that he's going to get Storm, because without Storm, this is going to be pretty impossible to deal with. Yeah, and that little gap is very difficult. He's actually killed all of the buildings. He's just going for it. He actually supply blocked himself to do that, though. When you're pushing, that's not exactly the best thing you can do. But he is going to run supply block himself. And this push is going to be pretty impossible, I think, for Zinkler to be able to stop. He's only got Dragoons. There's no Zealots. No DTs. There's going to be SCVs here for turrets as well. And unfortunately, for Zinkler, I think this is going to be game. Like, I don't normally call the games too early. But losing your 2 DTs without doing a single lick of damage, it's going to be hard. Now, there is some Zealots in a shuttle, so never, ever call out Protoss too early. Nice splash damage going down on these tanks. Oh my god, he's going to get... Oh. I thought he got all of the tanks. That would have been ridiculous. But he gets most of them, so he is going to hold on a little bit longer. He does have the Observer as well. He's able to stop the turret from coming up at the front. There is triple shuttle now. One of them goes down, a second one going to go down, and so do all the units. Looks like Pinkbrush is going to hold on to this. And once he gets this position, this is going to be impossible to come back from. Zinkler with a good try, but not good enough. GG. Pinkbrush ties up the series 1-1. Okay, it's always disappointing. Obviously, not every game is going to be super long or super exciting, but that was still a pretty good game. Pinkbrush defended perfectly. Couldn't have asked for a better defense there. And pushed with 6-fact and won the game because he pushed well. So, good job by Pinkbrush. It's going to tie up the series 1-1, of course. And that's always a good sign because it takes us one step closer to an ace match. And we'll be back with game number 3 when we get back after this short break. I'm very sorry for taking so many breaks after short games, but when you're solo casting, it's very difficult on your voice. So I'll be back in a moment, gonna get another drink, and I'll see you guys soon.
Never know what hit 'em.
Nuclear launch detected.
Been detected. Where has he put the nuke, though? Oh man, I know it's somewhere in this location, but where? Where is the nuke? It's definitely, there we go, it's on top of the Sunkenum. Boom! The nuke goes down, and so does all the drones. What a nuke right there. Oh, here we go.
Nuclear launch detected.
Oh boy. The nuke on the position again. It's on this base, this poor base. I can't see the red dot though. Where on earth is the red dot? Maybe he's put it on like the blood or something. There we go. Directly on the hatcher, on the lair. Absolutely abolished one. Annihilated the base. Man. Oh man. There we go. The nuke is going to go down. Can it get the hatchery? Yes it can. 300 minerals in the drink. We see more and more ultra stream. Remaining signs. Nuclear launch detected. The red dot on the hatchery. Has Cold realized? I don't think he has. He's not pulling away. He's going for an all-in attack. But I want to watch the nuke. It's going to be so huge. Oh man, all of the remaining drones are going to go down. There we go. Boom. Once again. And GG. Radley cleans up the final drones, and the game ends with Net Wars up 2-0.
Never know what hit 'em.
Okay guys, welcome back. We're here for game number 3 between ReV and EF. We've had 2 relatively quick games in game number 1 and game number 2, but this is obviously a brand new game with brand new players, and it's going to be on New Tornado, which is one of the more standard maps in the pool. Let's actually introduce both of our players quickly, as we are going to be starting off with Indy. Indy's one of the Spanish players here for ReV. I believe that's the Spanish flag. If it's not, I'm an absolute moron. But you know what? Geography, not my strongest point. But then there was an American earlier today who asked what did he ask? He asked what Turkey was, which is something. It is a Spanish flag. Thank you very much. It's a little bit weirdly chopped, so I'm going to have to fix that because that does look weird. But Indy with a 42% win rate. His opponent going to be Blaze with a 50% win rate. One of the only Terrans to be able to take down Radley in the TVT in STPL. So it is going to be a TVP. He's currently 2 for 1 against Protoss. As we get into our third map, Neo Tornado, just going to bring up the map image quickly, just so you can have a look at how bog standard it is pretty much. Close third, there is a high ground pod outside of your main, but compared to the other maps in the SCPL, this is certainly one of the more normal ones. Could lead to a little bit of a longer game. Terran are actually 4 for 0 up against Protoss, so it's going to be difficult for our ReV Protoss here, because Blaze statistically has a good chance here. So let's get in to game number 3. It's Indy versus Blaze. Okay, starting us off here in the top left-hand corner in the wonderful magenta Protoss. It is our Spanish Protoss, Indy, fighting for ReV. And his opponent spawning up here in the top right-hand position. We do have the red Terran fighting from Korea for Eternal Friends. It's Blaze. Now I know it's getting relatively late here in Europe. I know there's a lot of Americans coming back from work as well, so if you've just tuned in, welcome. You've missed an amazing series in Net Wars vs Ash, but the VODs will go up shortly after the stream. And we've got a pretty good series coming along here as well. The games, I mean, game number 1 was really good. Game number 2 was a little bit more one-sided, but it was good play by both players. And game 3, I mean, Indy's a pretty good Protoss. Blaze is a very good Terran player. So I'm looking forward to seeing how this is going to go. Now, obviously, Protoss are down 0-4 against Terran on this map, so hopefully Indy can keep the Protoss pride alive here, or by the end of Season 2, we may not get any Protoss sent out on this map again. But is that necessarily a bad thing, because it means less PvP? To be honest, PvP is good. I meme on PvP because I used to hate it, but I actually do really, really love it now. It's just a genuinely really good matchup. Okay, in terms of opening builds, we have a gas coming in here for Indy, so we're going to be going for 1 gate core. Actually going for a zealot first, so not going to skip that first zealot. Seeing if he can put a little bit of pressure on. We've got a barracks coming in here to help wall off here for Blaze. Now he's not going to do a full wall or anything, but it is. Oh, actually, you could. Can you full wall here with? Yeah, I think you can full wall here with a barracks and a factory. So that's going to be helpful against this initial zealot that's just about to leave the base. Now, both players are going to scout their opponents last unless one of them chooses to go cross position for some reason. Factory coming up at 17 supply, not super late, but not super early. If you want to squeeze out the extra SCV, you can. Obviously, when you're up against a single single gateway. It's not the biggest deal either. It's not going to delay your tank too much. Now, I can't work out if this works the same as the wall in Fighting Spirit, because I almost feel like this is a gap that a Zealot can get through. We'll have to find out. Obviously, if this Zealot gets in, there's only a single Marine, and it could be a very, very quick game. It looks like he is going to block, because the Zealot can turn around there at the bottom of the ramp. He is going to turn away, not losing any hull damage for now. But it looks like he wanted to try and guess if he could get in, pulling away with the perfect amount of shield damage taken. So he's going to go back home most likely and just get ready to defend. Now, unfortunately for Blaze, he's not going to be able to get his SCV into the base, so neither player is going to really have too much information. Obviously, Indy is going to see that the gas was up, the factory's up, but other than that, not going to see too much else. Command Center starting on the high ground. And everything looking pretty normal. Now, Blaze is going to see Indy. Oh, nice engineering bay block. I mean, necessarily, it's not most needed, but when you have the minerals anyway, it is going to delay the Nexus a little bit. Unfortunately, obviously, with the Zealot coming back home, that actually gets cleaned up very, very quickly. But it's going to block the Nexus, at least for a few seconds. And you do get the vast majority of the money back from the engineering base, so it's not the biggest deal. Now, is there going to be a starport follow-up, or is there going to be a second factory here? Siege mode is on the way. Siege mode is actually very late. This could be quite dangerous. There's only one Marine, and he's not going to be able to get his command center down over into the bottom left base. So this could be a little bit of a problem. But we'll have to see how that's going to play into the game. Now, in terms of tech, do we see any additional tech coming in yet for Indy? No. No additional tech just yet. Just waiting to get the Nexus up. And yeah, Blaze is Jihu. And this is StarCraft Remastered, yeah. I've not got dynamic lighting on. Oh, but good news, guys. If you don't follow me on Twitter, which you should do, at KicksSD or STPL TV as well, I'm getting a new PC tomorrow, so I'm going to be able to try out... Yeah, I'm going to talk about my new computer. I'm going to be able to try out streaming with the dynamic lighting on. I don't know if I'm going to do it, because I don't really like the dynamic lighting that much, but yeah, TT1 knows me too well. I've been waiting for months to buy a new PC, and you know the best thing is, finally when I make all these cool these SCR, like STPL meme videos, it's not going to take me like half an hour to render a 6-minute video. I'm going to be able to do it so quick. I'm getting 32 gig of RAM, so that should be pretty sick. Now, we do have Templar Archives. Robo is on the way as well, so it is going to be a DT drop again. Artosis's DT drop senses are 100% tingling right now. I think it's about 6 AM in Korea, and he does have young kids, so he's probably awake right now. He's probably trying to tuck into his breakfast, and he gets a telegram. Rapid, like, sends him a quick telegram through the mail, and he, like, well, either that or he, like, runs up to his house, and he's like, oh my god, Artosis, you need to hear this. There's a DT drop. Now, what else is going on other than the DTs? He has cut a few probes to get this out a little bit quicker, adding on another gateway. Now, obviously, if this drop does a ton of damage, then he's going to be in a good position. But if it doesn't, and if we see it go the same way as Zinkla's did, we could be in trouble. Now, there is a good number of turrets all over the place. Blaze actually spending a lot of minerals on these, and necessarily he didn't need to. He's playing a little bit overcautious, but it's actually going to work out for him, because obviously we know that there's DTs and they're not going to be able to do any damage anymore. But when you go for this amount of turrets, like, that's a lot of factories you don't have yet. He's still only on 2 factories at 7 minutes, and that can cause problems a little bit later in the game. Okay, oh, the DT is going to be able to cancel this turret. That's actually a pretty big deal. Does need to be careful, doesn't want to lose this DT. He's going to be able to keep the DTs in the base if he wants to. He could probably go for this depot. He could even maybe, no, he can't get the academy. But it looks like he does want to play safe. Obviously, if you... Oh my god, a DT. No, the DT can get in the natural. Why is it running into the tanks? No! Oh, Zinkler getting unlucky there. Does force the barracks to lift and doesn't manage to get through. But that could have been a ton of damage. There was no tanks there to defend, but the dropping the DTs back into the main. Let's see if he can take out this turret. If he can target it down really quickly, he can start attacking the machine shops, and that's going to be a massive problem. Now, there is a scan finally. There's going to be a scan at the natural as well, but they're limited. So he needs to be careful. Now, we do have 6 gateways now. Sorry, 5 gateways. I cannot count. We are very long into the cast now, guys. Over 3 hours. And Avi, you are a sub, but you do not need to talk like that. They are not a mercenary team. So... there we go. You're getting the father treatment. 1 second timeout. Okay, so 4 factories, 5 factories now for Blaze. Zinkler using his observer to see what's going on. There's still 2 DTs in the main. If he can wait for all of the units to leave the base, he should go in with these DTs and see if he can kill some SUVs. This is a ton of tanks. Blaze has done an incredibly good job of keeping his tanks alive. And this could be dangerous. Obviously, we do have a shuttle coming in. He has got some zealots in there, but he's going to drop them into unsieged tanks. Not what you want to be doing. The DTs in the main, unable to do any damage. Looks like he wants to go and pick them up and bring them with the attack. But honestly, you should just go and kill SCVs at this point, because this force, it's not going to stop. This is just going to go straight into your natural. It's very similar to what we saw in the last game between Zinkler and... how have I forgotten the name of the pink brush? Okay, so Blaze pushing forward Indy with very, very few units. The Dragoons at the back actually being blocked by mines. They cannot come to defend this. And it looks like this should be a relatively quick win here for Blaze. Now, I know that Abby's going on about how they're mercenaries and they just come to, well, someone said they come to kill all the foreign chobos, but Eternal Friends, they're 0-3 at the moment in the tournament. They're not doing good. Oh, sorry, they're 1-2. 1-2. Okay. DT coming in the back, scans going down. Unfortunately, the DTs weren't spread out. A few of the tanks go down, but yeah, I think unfortunately this is going to be it. There's an Arbiter here, but it's a long way away from being able to come in with any recall or any stasis or anything. And looks like this is going to be the final breaths of Protoss in this game. GG! Indy taps out and Blaze takes game number 3. Okay, so game number 3 there, obviously going to EF. That was a quick game, and I've actually got a... well, I don't have a drink, but it's fine. I'm actually in a position where I'm ready to just continue straight on with the next game. I don't want to keep you guys through yet another break. It's going to be the start matchup of today. It's Medinho versus Chaylin. Chaylin, one of the female Korean streamers on Twitch. I'm not sure if she streams on Afrika, but I know she's always online on Twitch. So if you want to check out our stream, do it there. Medinho, our Norwegian Terran friend here as well. He streams a hell of a lot. His stream is super, super exciting to watch. He plays like a really interesting style. It kind of starts off with him playing because he was a 2v2 player. Like, all of his early games are really cool. You know what, let's introduce the players the way we normally would, because I'm just going over stuff that we can see in just a second. So, obviously, 2-1 in favor of EF, so we'll introduce Chaylin first. Kind of did it before, but here we go. Chaylin, only with a 25% win ratio at the moment, against some of the better players in the respective teams. Streamer's a very good Protoss player for Ash, and obviously Scan, super good, and Careless on White Clan, good as well. But 25% is not too bad in only 4 games, so we've obviously got a lot of time for her to be able to come back in. I still need to make the quote box bigger, I keep forgetting, because it's a little bit too big. But her opponent fighting for ReV is going to be Medinho. Medinho is at a 76% win ratio. He took down Buell in a TVT, an incredibly good TVT as well. He's taken down loads of very, very, very strong players, so I'm looking forward to seeing him here with his 76% win ratio. If someone can keep ReV's hopes alive in the series, it's going to be Medinho, because Javi didn't play again. Let's have a look at the map they're going to be playing on. It's going to be Blitz X. We had an amazing game on here just recently. It was a TVT even. This is only going to be our second TVZ on this map. But yeah, Fatmassey took down Babo. It was a pretty cool game, but Babo getting kind of wrecked after going for a 2-hatch Muta that didn't really do enough damage. So without further ado, let's get into this map. Close by air positions as always, as we start game number 4. Okay, starting us off here in the top left-hand position, we do have the blue Zerg fighting for EF. It's Chaelin from Korea. And his opponent spawning here in the top right-hand position, we do have the Red Terran fighting from Norway for Clan Revolution. It's Medinho. Yeah, so obviously ReV playing at a 1-2 deficit at the moment. Medinho is going to have to win this game if he wants to take us to an ace match. Now, there is a little bit of trivia about this game. This is actually a regame between Medinho and Chaelin. Unfortunately, the connection dropped in game 1. It was about 8 minutes into the game. There was no clear person in the lead. So what they both decided was to go for a regame. And this is the result of it. So let's see if the connection's going to hold up again. Hopefully it does, because these are two of the better players on their respective teams. Really exciting to watch. And Medinho's got, like, his TVZ is very, very good. Like, he's beaten he beat Eon Zerg on Return of the King in Season 1. And his TVZ micro is great. Like, out of all the Terran players that we see in the STPL, at least the foreign ones, Medinho's TVZ, like, his bio control is impeccable. It's really, really good. So I'm hoping we'll get to see that a little bit. Obviously, Blitz X is really good for mech, so we could see a mech opening as well. Now we do have a 12 hatch coming in for Chaelin. So Chaelin playing fairly standard in TVZ. Obviously against 8 racks this can be a little bit of a problem, but not going for an early pool opening or anything. Now, is this going to be a 3 hatch play or a 2 hatch play? Obviously 3 hatch good on this map, 2 hatch very good on this map due to the close by air positions. Chaelin getting a pretty perfect scout as well, moving in, seeing that it was in fact a 1 racks fast expand, no gas just yet, so it is going to be bio. Oh, no gas coming up. So it is going to be mech, or at least it's going to be a 1-1-1 off of the back of this 1 racks fast expand. Medinho getting a perfect scout as well, seeing the 3rd hatchery, seeing the gas timing as well. And essentially both players are going to be pretty happy with what they've seen. Now Chaelin, because she didn't see the refinery, could have a little bit of trouble here. Now, in the game they played beforehand, I believe Medinho was actually going... You know what, I can't remember, so I'm not going to bring it up. It wasn't counted, so it doesn't matter what happened in that game anyway. But Chaelin droning up at her natural, 3rd hatchery coming in. Now, when we think of TVZ, TVZ can either go one of 2 ways. The Terran breaks in super early and wins the game, or we go for a very long, drawn-out, amazing macro game, especially with mech. Now, I think the style of mech Medinho is likely going to go for here is probably going to be the Goliath build, where you go 5 factories and go for a big push. We'll see if this is going to be a starport. I mean, starport for him wouldn't be surprising. It is going to be a factory. When this finishes, we should see an armory coming up immediately, and lair coming on for Chaelin. Okay, this entire time I've been using my phone as my dashboard for Twitch. And it's about to run out of battery, so... Yeah, and Narsil, like, I thank you for defending it, but honestly, Avian models are just like this. Like, they shouldn't be. Avi models, tone it down, or I'm going to need to give you the father treatment again, because I don't want chat being toxic, because there's absolutely no point for it. I know you guys like memeing with each other, but if you like memeing with each other, take it to Discord or someone or PMs. Like, we don't need you two arguing in chat. We just want to enjoy the games. Okay, so factory coming in. Well, obviously factories are done, machine shop's done. As soon as this armory's done, we're likely going to see Charon boosters coming up and double Goliath. Engineering bay coming in as well. Now, against a Spire build, this is a very good opening, but unfortunately for Medino, he does not know it's actually going to be a Lurker opening. Now, can he block this Vulture? Oh, sorry, it's Medino's Vulture, so can he get the Vulture into the main and scout this? Chaylin with her Zerglings at the top of the ramp, super important to be able to keep that Vulture out, because lack of information here is going to be the key. Because if Radley, oh sorry, I've got Radley on the brain still. There is a second bunker though, so I think Medino has realized what this is going to be. One interesting tidbit about this map: Hydras can get through the gap, but Lurkers cannot. So hopefully Chaylin is not going to make the same mistake that Babbo made and get his Lurkers trapped. Oh, Babbo got his Lurkers trapped out. Hopefully Chaylin won't make the same mistake, but looks like she knows what she's doing, going to push through. Blitz-X has actually been played a little bit more recently in Korea due to the J-Team League, so I think Chaylin does watch a good number of tournaments, so maybe she knows what's going on there. Looks like she's going to pull back for now. The Goliath's actually managing to scare away the Hydralisks. Obviously, Chaylin doesn't know how many factories that Medino's on. Because Medino's on 5 factories, Medino would be able to push through pretty quickly against such a few number of Hydralisks. So, Chaylin pulls back and gets ready to take a third base. Third base still not coming up, but that should come up fairly soon. Lurker aspect, of course, already done. Now, drops would actually be pretty good, but it's going to be Overlord speed to start with. Looks like a Evolution Chamber coming up in the main before the third base. Interesting decision by Chaylin, but... we'll have to see what's going to happen. Now, Medino is actually ready for a drop, so... oh, he's actually going to be ready for Chaylin's Mutas as well. So Chaylin being super careful, losing... well, not being super careful, losing one of the Mutas. A little bit unfortunate, but Medino with very good unit positioning. Medino, if you don't know, is one of the better 2v2 players outside of Korea. So he is very, very strong in these early game situations. He hasn't played mech yet against Zerg in the STPL, so I'm kind of interested to see if this goes late, how Medino deals with the constant tech switching of Zerg. But if there's someone who's going to be able to do it, it's him. Chaylin finally now getting her third base up. Drones, sorry, these aren't drones, these are Hydralisks transferring down here to help kind of defend this. Needs to make sure that she doesn't get hit by too many vultures and lose a ton of drones. Still just 3 factories, so there should be a third command center coming in soon after this for Medino. You kind of want to go into 5 facts if you're not going to expand, or at least 4 facts. So, going to be an expansion command center coming up somewhere, but it's likely into the middle. But good muteless harassment so far, taking a ton of damage though. Oh, that's a little bit misfortunate there for Chaylin, going to be pushed away. And Medino with very, very good defense there. Okay, there's actually... I don't know if these are miss-rally drones or Chaylin wants to try and take this hatchery, but take the island. There's no Yeah, I guess this is just a miss rally. That's really unfortunate. Those are 2 drones that she could really use. And look at these. The vultures, they don't have speed just yet, but they're heading on through the map. The Goliaths are coming as well. And this third base is going to be in a lot of trouble. Luckily, oh, the drones get caught by the vultures. That's going to be a lot of damage, and Shaylin cannot afford to lose this many drones this early on. Another drone going down, another 2 drones go down. It looks like, yeah, so Medino actually went for +1 attack first. Usually against muteless openings, you go +1 armor. But this is going to give these Goliaths a lot more strength. He's going to push into the sunken colonies. And this is the only thing keeping Shaylin alive. Okay, 2 sunkens. This should actually be a decent amount. This is going to force the Goliaths back with muteless coming in from behind. There's not actually that many of them though. And the +1 attack is going to shred through these muteless, even with +1 flyer carapace. But wait, no, there's more muteless here than I thought there were. The Goliaths are actually getting cleaned up. Shaylin doing a really good job holding on against this. And this is all of Medino's army. This is why normally you would see 5 factories. You wouldn't see 3. 3 factories is not enough to really push with. And look, I mean, Medino's going to move forward and maybe try and take a 3rd base now, but losing that many units early on, that is definitely a benefit to the Zerg player here. Overlord spreading out, just seeing exactly what's going on the middle of the map. Going to be able to check for any vultures moving forward. Now finally, we do have that 3rd base attempt coming in. Okay, the muteless count's starting to grow again. The vultures, obviously, you know, their mines. Where are the vultures? I guess they've gone back. This Overlord, unfortunately, is finding himself in a place he does not want to be in. He's stuck behind enemy territory, and he is going to go down. So that's an unfortunate loss on the Overlord. Drop in Shaylin's base now. She is going to have a lot of trouble with this, but the Mute has come back just in time. And there is some Hydralisk here to defend this. The 2 drones going down already. Can Medino make it 3? Yep, 3 are down. 4? Can he get a 5th? No. 4 drones being lost there for Shaylin. Shaylin's drone count, despite being on 3 bases, keeps getting reset just a little bit, which is obviously a bonus for Medino, who needs to make sure Shaylin's economy stays a lot lower. Now finally we're getting up to those 5th factories. +2 attack is almost done. No +1 armor on this mech army, but there is a dropship. Well, we obviously know about the dropship, but maybe Medino can start to look forward to get some more drops into the main. Now, the muteless is going to be heading on over, seeing if they can do a little bit of harassment, but unfortunately for Shaylin, there is a vessel here. It should have Irradiate. Yeah, Irradiate's already done, I believe. And that's going to be a problem. In terms of gas expands, there's 4 per player, and then a 5th gas in the middle. So in TVC, I think it's more likely this base will get taken, most likely by the Terran. But in TBT, it's impossible. Radley found that out in the last game. Looks like Medino is going to try and push his way through. Going to make it a little bit harder, obviously. The more Goliaths that come in, the better. But the more time Shaylin has, the more chance she has of getting units that will deal with the Goliaths. And here we go. Queens are in the field. Now, I can't see the face of the Queen, but just to point out, there is a face behind this. I don't even know what these are. They're like antenna. But yeah, let's zoom out a little bit. Do we have Overlord drop? No, we don't. We're actually going straight into Hive. Double upgrades are coming in. Here we go. Look at the face. There's the face on the Queen. Now, the muteless look like they tried to go in. Do take a ton of damage from the Goliaths. They might be big ears. And yeah, it's a very long stream today, Siri. We're up at 3 hours, 30 minutes. Luckily enough, I'm off for the next 8 days, so I don't need to worry about it too much. Now, Shaylin transferring some drones over some mines. Luckily enough for her, there's no vultures on her side of the map. Vessels spreading out as well. 4th base going to be coming up here for Medino. And we could go into a relatively longer game here once again. Medino finally starting to add on tanks though. And the tanks are going to make it a little bit easier. Now, Medino is opening up the middle, which is going to benefit Shaylin. If Shaylin realizes this, She could just push forward. But looks like she is going to try and go down and defend against this push coming through the middle. 8 days off, what a slacker. Actually, I think it's 7. I've got tomorrow, Friday, and all of next week off. It's going to be good. I took all of next week off because I hoped I was going to BlizzCon, but unfortunately I can't make it there this year. So I won't get to meet up with Sham2 again. That's going to be sad, but oh well. Maybe next year. Obviously, I'm planning on going to the Stockholm LAN as well, so that should be fun. It is fortunate for everyone who's going that I'm not going. But everyone knows there ain't no party like a Kicks party, so it's gonna be difficult. They're gonna be a bit sad that I'm not there most likely. But oh well. I can work on a Halloween costume. Okay, we've got a drop coming in into Chaylin's main. Medinho with the drops doing a really good job, but good unit positioning by Chaylin here. Gonna make it a little bit harder to make this drop work. But still, vultures are very fast. There's going to be another drone going down. Another 2. Another 3. Another 4. Another 5. And only 5. But still, I mean, Chaylin's drone count is pretty healthy right now. 52 drones. Not too bad. Losing 5, obviously, a pretty big deal, but not the end of the world. Is there going to be Guardians here? No, there's no Spire. There is a Defiler back here hiding though. Consume is almost done. Medinho with a massive army in the middle of the map. +2 attack is done. +3 is almost finished as well. And that is a massive amount of damage going to be coming out of these siege tanks onto this Zerg army. Now there is a Nidus Canal finally. That should be going, yeah, so that's going down into the bottom left. Putting it on the far side so the drones can go away. And yeah, unfortunately there's no SCR content at BlizzCon. I don't even think there's any SCR content on the actual virtual ticket, which kind of sucks. I really like the BlizzCon launcher from last year. Not launcher, overlay, but oh well. Okay, so Radiate's going down on these Lurkers. Tanks pushing forward. And now things are getting a little bit hairy here for Chaylin, because if Medinho keeps pushing forward, Chaylin's going to lose one of our only gas bases, and it's so difficult to hold on to this base against this many tanks. Now, Scourge going down on the vessels. Looks like we are finally going to have a swarm. Oh, here we go. How is the cloning on these queens? Okay, 3 queens getting their energy off. Looks like we are going to have another swarm broodling at the back. All of the tanks go down. That's lucky, because finally the Lurkers are going to be in a good position. Now, unfortunately, more and more Lurkers are getting irradiated, taking a little bit of splash damage there, but Chaylin's going to hold on to her base for now. And Lottie is my cat, so I will not be kissing my cat, no. Okay, it looks like Adrenaline is done on the Lings. Lings versus Goliath shouldn't be this good, but Adrenaline makes them amazing. They do so much damage. And there's only 1 armor upgrade so far on the Goliath, so that obviously going to help. All of the queens from before did actually survive, so there's still 8 queens building up energy. I don't think the queen energy upgrade has been researched, but yeah, because I think the queen upgrade takes them to 250 energy, which means you only have to regen 50 energy to get another broodling. But at the moment, I mean, Chaylin's not exactly high econ right now, so Medinho is managing to take the bottom right base. Vultures get there in the perfect time to defend against the Lings. Always going to be important. Looks like Medinho is going to push through the middle of the map now, see if he can get some damage done to at least this mineral only. Now this is a ton of Lurkers on this high ground, so it's going to be very difficult to push up here. But looks like Medinho is going to go around the side, see if he can get into Chaylin's bases from here. And this is going to be very difficult to actually engage Medinho's army from here. Now, I thought that was some unit over there, but it's only a thing. It looks like Chaylin is going to push through the map while this is going on. Obviously, Medinho is super low economy as well. He's only on the 2 bases that are mining right now. Natural and third. The 4th base is not mining. Very, very good sort of trading there with just lings, but unfortunately not breaking through. The mineral-only base has gone down. This base is going to go down as well, and there is a ton of defilers here that are not... But they don't have any energy, so I would just consume that one. Yeah. Oh, that's unfortunate. Now, where are the queens? Do the queens have enough energy? Yeah, they do. Why is Shaylin not... I guess she needs to clone, but it's a bit difficult. There's actually a load of units sending all over the place right now. Mine's on the lings in the middle, a little bit unfortunate. The lurkers are going to hold strong, and the base does survive. The tanks are not in the great position. But now we have it. The queens are moving in. The eyes have it, as they would say. Well, that doesn't make any sense, but yeah, let's have a look at the broodlings. Looks like one queen does lose their life to be able to broodling something. All of the drones have been taken out on the bottom left though, and this is a very, very awkward situation for Shaylin to be in. But that could be enough to at least break through this army. But is it going to be enough? Another broodling coming in at the back. No parasite on the vessel, at least for now, but does save the bottom left. But I mean, these +3 vultures do so much. Now Medinho still with an absolutely massive army, a huge supply lead right now. Another drop going in the top left hand side of the base, gonna kill all of the drones in the main. And this is going to leave Shaylin down on 33 drones. Medinho is pulling Shaylin apart right now. Now, obviously with no drones at the 4th base, there is a healthy drone count at the 3rd and the natural, but the natural is almost mined out. And I think Medinho may be going for the death push here, pushing forward tons of irradiates on all of these vessels. Can we get an EMP? Oh my god, is there going to be an EMP? This could be a huge EMP. No, it's going to be an irradiate. Not often you have to see queens split off against each other. I really wish there was just an EMP though there, because that would have been the best EMP of broodling on this queen that's about to die. Very, very nicely done by Shaylin. Gonna hold on, at least for the moment. Medinho going to be forced to retreat. But it's likely not going to be for very long, as he is going to be able to push down the bottom middle. Shaylin in a lot of trouble. Her economy is pretty much in tatters right now without this base mining and without the main mining. And every drone you build is a non-attacking unit. Yeah, you can broodling most things in mech CBT. I know you can't broodling Archons, but obviously we don't get any Archons in this matchup. But look at this, it radiates coming down on absolutely everything. Medinho making use of his 300 APM very, very well. That drone, unfortunately, is not transferring to the right base. I would not like to be this drone. Look, another lurker goes down. Most of the queens actually died before. There are still a few. But Shaylin can't actually clone properly, so it makes it very difficult to push in. The base goes down again. Now, Shaylin's still in this, only 70 supply behind, but more and more units are going to go down. Looks like we do have a push towards the 3rd base. There's lurkers under the swarm. Lurkers under the swarm in TV. Oh, the mine! That mine could have just saved this base. I mean, eventually the swarm is going to run out. But it's how Shaylin actually manages to deal with the armies as well. Now, look how slowly these tanks are dying to this swarm. Looks like both of them are going to go down, but the swarm is going to end. Looks like we've got the Goliaths pushing in, getting a lot of the queens. There was a couple more broodlings down here, but unfortunately it doesn't look like it's going to be enough. The lurkers are actually going to or come out of cloak, so that's a little bit unfortunate. It is mostly Goliaths down here, so at least the lurkers under this swarm should be able to hold strong. There is not anything to consume under the swarm though. Yes, there is. There's a Hydra, but looks like Shaylin is going to hold on to her 3rd base down at the bottom left, or 4th base, I guess. And this single Hydra, oh my god, it kills a tank and a vessel. And 2 broodlings at the back as well. Look at these guys. They look so weird. How often do you actually get to see broodlings? Okay, having a look through here. Looks like Medinho is finally starting to push through the middle of the map right now. And this is one of Shaylin's only mining bases with gas remaining. So that is a very important base. Now, because the main gas was... There's only one guy on this gas. That's actually causing a gas shortage for Chaylin, but obviously she needs more minerals. Now, Medinho is still holding on. He's mining from every single one of his bases. Chaylin is start to mine again. We are heading into a really sick... Oh, gets both vessels. Nicely done. And a nice burrow as well on the drones, keeping them alive from the eraser trick. I think we're going to be heading into an ace match though. Oh, nice broodling on that front tank. There is energy, but it looks like she's not using it. I think it's really difficult to try and use queen energy. It's like ghost energy as well. Here we go. Another broodling on the front tank. The broodling does have 3/3 upgrades, so they do quite a bit of damage. It's 7 attack per hit. Another broodling comes in, getting another tank. And Chaylin is still barely holding on, but holding on nonetheless. We've got units at the bottom maybe looking to do a little bit of a push in the bottom left or the bottom right hand side. But just look at the army from Medinho. He's got so many units, 3/1 upgrades. Is there ship weapons or anything coming in? No, there's no covert ops, unfortunately. No physics layer, but it looks like Medinho is just looking to win this straight up. Pure mech. Just keep on pushing. Nice lings in this mineral line. Gonna get a few of the SCVs. Not too many, but a good number. And that's going to give Chaylin a moment to try and push through the middle. There's not actually any tanks here. So if she can get a swarm on the command center, that's going to be a dead CC. And lurkers are pushing in again. All of Medinho's army is going to counterattack though. It looks like we're going to have a big base race here. And I think, in all honesty, it's going to go better. But oh, the SCV transferring through lurkers. Wow, the lurkers not killing any of them. Oh my god, a huge plague on this mech army. That's exactly what you need. If the Lings can get on top of this now, they can do a ton of damage, but there's no swarm. And the Goliath at the front with full health actually taking everything, but the command center has gone down. Wait, was there an infest? Where was the infest on the command center? Man, I need to see an infested command center. I'm missing it. We need it. Oh, the drone's transferring into Siege Tank Fire. Not a position they want to be in. Scourge trying to get some of the vessels again. Unfortunately, unable to make it. But more queens up here with a ton of energy remaining. Third base has gone down, of course. Medinho down to 4 bases. Lings heading down to this bottom right-hand base. There's not really much here to defend. But Medinho pushing up onto the high ground. It looks like the Defilers went down up there. And I think this is bound to be it, because Chaylin does not have much left, but she is still fighting valiantly. The base in the bottom left is still mining. The base in the middle is still mining. Lings clear up a few of the SCVs, and this is definitely going into the must-watch series category, because this is so good. The Ling upgrades, just to have a look. Sorry, I need to actually select one. They're 3/3. So 3/3 melee is really, really good. Another vessel going down. Medinho obviously still with a massive supply lead, but Chaylin very barely every single time is just about holding on. Chaylin actually going for the hatchery in the middle in the island base. Not exactly the easiest base to hold, but if Chaylin can keep Medinho off of this base for long enough, maybe she still has a chance. Huge broodlings coming down, doing a ton of damage to so many units, and a nice swarm there. Unfortunately, the swarm came in a little bit late. Okay, I think this may be a little bit too much. Chaylin has valiantly held on, but look at the 3/1 mech. There's so many tanks. There's so few of pretty much anything else. The vessel, oh, the vessel, it gets away. And that's another irradiate coming up soon as well. And it looks like Chaylin going to push with her final unit. See if she can get under the swarm, and she does. But that swarm is temporary. But this army is certainly not. It's pushing down to one of the final remaining bases once again of Chaylin. A nice swarm going down at the top of the ramp, but unfortunately there's no units that can get in there. The Nidus Canal going down. Plague going down on these front 3 tanks. but there's just absolutely no units that can deal with it. But no, wait, more units coming in from behind. Okay, not managing to do it. Looks like the hatchery's going to go down. The drones are going to go down here as well. Looks like the base in the middle is still being denied by the single lurker. Drones transferring back into the siege tank fire. A little bit unfortunate. Chaylin does now have this island base. It's not up and mining just yet, but more and more vultures heading out through the middle of the map now, trying to clean up what's left. The last vassal of Chaylin's army here. More lings heading through the bottom. Nice mine placement though by Medinho. Going to keep those away, I thought anyway. But maybe Chaylin can do a little bit more damage. Swarm going down in the middle. Medinho's cleared up the bottom left. And the Hydra's not getting as lucky this time. Nice mine almost going off. But there is another lurker under a swarm again. So this base is still being denied. But Chaylin's main base essentially. Main's mined out apart from 132 minerals. Natural is fully gone. The third base is still relatively healthy somehow. But I don't think Chaylin can do it. Oh, the Scourge gets the vessel. And that means more broodlings, more time, and more. Ooh, parasite on that tank. Wait. Oh, oh, yeah, the queen died before the parasite came out, so it doesn't. Yeah, if you throw out a spell on a queen, well, on a queen, if it's a parasite, and the broodling as well. If the queen dies before it hits the unit, the spell doesn't work. But this has been an epic TVZ. Looks like we are in the final moments, but regardless, that was a really, really good game. Well played by both players, and I'm really glad both of them decided to rematch because one of them did disconnect. I think it was Medinho that disconnected in the non-rematch. It was so close to call on the replay. And because they got to rematch, because they agreed to rematch, we got this amazing Mech versus Zerg TVZ. And Queen versus Mech ZVT as well. So 32 supply against 200. Looks like this is going to be it. There's only 15 attacking units right now for Chaylin. Medinho is just playing it safe, just making sure to expand again. Getting more ahead, but this game is 100% done. But it looks like we are going to an ace match, so for the second time today, another ace match. It's 23:49. I've been streaming for 3 hours, 49 minutes now, and honestly, I didn't think I'd make it this far. If I was working tomorrow, I probably would have quit after the first series, but I'm very glad to be able to stay up a little bit later. Looks like we've switched out a lot of the European viewers for Americans right now. And overall, it's been a great day of STPL. GG, Chaylin taps out Medinho, takes us to the ace match with a win in game number 4. Now, I'm not going to keep you guys waiting too long for the ace match. What we're going to do is go for a very, very quick break, and I will see you guys in just a couple of minutes.
And people like Kix, for example, who has an encyclopedic knowledge of every map that's ever been released on StarCraft. And
he's the map man! Skibidi on do do do. Skibidi on do do do. Skibidi on do do do. He's the map man! Ba ba da ba dee da ba ba da bo. Ba 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 da bo. Bee da ba ba da bo. Ba 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 da bo. Everybody plays one way or the other, so check out my message to you. As a matter of fact, I don't let nothing hold you back. If Kix can do it, so can you.
Please don't listen to him for maps.
Yeah.
Okay guys, here we have it. We are into the ace match. It's going to be here on Multiverse, and it's Medinho versus Blaze. Starting us off here in the 1 o'clock position, we do have the Red Terran fighting for EF. It's Blaze. What colors have we got outside of this? Red versus orange. We're going to go with that. And his opponent spawning down here in the bottom left-hand position. We do have the Orange Terran fighting for ReV. It's going to be Medinho. Now, this is cross position on Multiverse. Honestly, we could be here in an hour's time. This could be an amazingly epic TVT. We have seen a good number of TVTs this season in the STPL. I've been in my element. And to finish this perfect night off with a TVT could not be a better situation for me. I love Medinho's play. I know someone told me to pick between Medinho and Radley, but it's not possible. Both of them are amazing for very different reasons. Radley, of course, the Ghost King. Medinho, the Viking. And Blaze, really good Terran player as well. So let's see what both these players have got for us. Medinho took a game off of Bjol on Athena 2 back in Season 1. Bjol, of course, making it into the ASL multiple times. One of the top amateur players in Korea right now. So Blaze is going to have a tough opponent here, but Blaze himself is an amateur Korean. Compared to Bjol, he's definitely not that level. But it's going to be hard. I'm going to read this out. So if I say your name, I'm very sorry. But Althulu says, time is measured by TVTs that finish before people playing it die of old age, not by clocks. That's good. I like it. And oh my god, we actually lost 30 viewers when it was a TVT. Well, I'm glad you 112 viewers are still here, because I'm gonna say this now. I can't say this for sure, but I think today is very likely the highest viewership we've ever had in the STPL, at least average wise. We were up at 180 viewers before. If you have any friends that like StarCraft, or maybe if they don't, get them over here. Let's get those numbers up, make it more make it look better for sponsors as well. But huge thank you to all you guys who've been around supporting the STPL. It means a hell of a lot to me. This is kind of my baby as such. I've put so many hours into doing all the production and everything. I started making my overlay system in 2015. It was absolutely garbage. It's a ton better now thanks to people's help like Radley, who helped me redesign my entire SQL database and everything. And I just hope to be able to make it even better. Yeah, Radley brings the STPL viewers, it is. And the reason why I was laughing there is Avi said, Kix, I'm so sorry, the reason we still have over 100 viewers is because of TVT. Everyone is still asleep from Radley's game. I've got it in me to time you out again for that, Abby, but I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt. Yeah, just a shout out as well. Seriosity's in chat. Very, very good Floridian player. One thing I would mention is there's going to be a tournament that he runs starting up again on Friday. The North American Winter Star League. It was this North American Summer Star League last time. So that's going to be kind of cool. Hopefully you guys tune in to check that out. Is Doc Holiday going to be casting it again? Sari. It's going to be Doc and Models. Cool. That should be a lot of fun. We need to get Naokin in there for a triple cast as well, but Naokin's a big shot now, casting DSL with Rapid, you know. Now this is kind of funny. It's not often you'll see vultures pressuring a wall in TVT. Okay, we've got expansions up for both players. 2-fact into Armory from Medinho. Blaze, meanwhile, is going for 3-fact Vault, so Vulture speed going to be super important. Allow him to put a little bit of pressure on against Medinho here. But, I mean, neither player is really going to be able to do too much for the next couple of minutes, so let's quickly give a shout out to our wonderful sponsors once again. We do have Liquipedia. They did donate $500 towards the initial prize pool. They're going to be holding a bracket contest in the playoff stage of the tournament as well. Massive shout outs to them. Liquipedia is an incredible resource, and if you can, please help update it because we need to keep all the Brood World knowledge up to date. Another thing is Matcherino. They've given us 250-cent codes, so please, if you can, click on this link. Okay, apparently I am really bad at typing this in on my phone. Yeah, thank you, whoever that was. I can't see your name, it scrolled up too far. But if you hit the Matcherino link, log in with your Twitch account. You can donate 50 cents to the prize pool completely free with the code LSTPL. Now, we're going to have 5 Wait, can Blaze not click his... Oh my god, this is next level. He's going to fight... Can he get his machine shop? Okay, you can, but it's very awkward. Yeah, he just about managed to click it. He's been trying to get mines for ages, and he couldn't. Nicely done by Medinho. Now, we are going to have a ton of vultures coming in here from Blaze, but Medinho already has 2 Goliaths. He doesn't have to worry about any mines, so this is definitely a good play with that barracks. I'm definitely going to be stealing that for myself. That's so awesome. And, oh my god, he could do it with a comstat as well, but obviously the comstat's likely going to be hotkeyed up already. Now, it is going to be 4 factory versus 5 for the moment. Obviously, Medinho does have that armory going. Building a lot of Goliaths. Mass Goliath beats Mass Vulture handily. We're going to have triple machine shop coming out of Blaze now. He is going to be building a ton of tanks. But if Medinho can push forward with all of these Goliaths, like, he is going to be in a very good position. Did I set the wrong colors or something? No. Yeah, no, Mad is definitely orange. I'm not sure, I get what you mean, Wolf. Okay, but the barracks being pushed away. Still 4 factories, but it's going to be triple tank production at a time. Meanwhile, we're only going to have single tank production at the moment. Now, look at what Goliaths do to minefields. They just completely wreck them. You don't even need to scan. Like, he is going to scan just to be careful because you don't want to lose the game because you suddenly throw away all your units. So, Mad is going to be placing his own mines on top of the minefield of Blaze. That always confuses me when that happens. Looks like we are going to have Blaze pushing forward with a couple of tanks. I thought he was maybe killing the assimilators, but looks like he does want to try and take a very forward position on the map. Medinho finally does have speed himself, so maybe he can move the vaults around and get some damage done. Siege mode is going to be a little bit away still, so there is still a timing here that Mad can hit before he gets contained. Potato mines. I guess they kind of look like baked potatoes. Okay, it looks like we've got the mines coming in. They're going to try and focus down this tank, but unfortunately, tanks and vultures are very strong with a K, just to enforce how strong they actually are. Starport coming in for Medinho. Looks like he's not going to be expanding anytime soon. Building off of 5 factories makes it very difficult to expand, but 1 mine going down on top of these tanks makes this very difficult. Looks like there's a big timing attack coming in from Blaze. Medinho going to be forced to pull back. Can he keep his tanks alive? Repair come in, but a little bit too late. But the Goliaths at the front soaking up a lot of damage. But Medinho is going to find himself in a pretty awful spot right now. If he gets contained, it's still 3 factory tank production against its now 3. But obviously he's lost so many tanks. I think Blaze may have done it with this one move. And this is a difficult position to be in. Medino is actually still on 2 factory tank production. I thought this was a machine shop, but it was another factory. And the Vulture's going to be moving up. Good target firing on those mines by Medino at least. I mean, there is a single tank. Wow, actually manages to kill a tank. Like, this is the most effective tank I've seen in a while. But Mad is going to find himself trapped on his 2 base. I mean, the only place he's going to be able to expand is to down here. Now, one of the best things about StarCraft Remastered is the ability to zoom out. It makes TVT so much more epic when you just see how long the siege lines are. Okay, we've got the 5th and 6th factory coming in for Blaze. 3rd command center coming up as well. Now, Medino is pretty good at breaking through siege lines, so it looks like he is going to send some vultures around the edge of the map. See if he can get some damage done, but there is a ton of tanks over here. Now, using up his last mines, good usage of the vultures. The mines are kind of the important thing about vultures in TVT. Oh my god, is he going to be able to delay this command center? Can his micro do this? He needs one more hit. Yes, he does. Oh, that is a massive pick-off. Nicely done by Mad. They're still even in supply. Mad has 7 additional workers. And despite the fact he's been up against a ton of tanks, he still has a decent number. Oh my god, the mines. Oh, that was close. Taking a big mine hit there would be massive. He did take 1, but obviously not 2. Mad is going to try and expand to the bottom left. I know, he's going to build his command center in the bottom. Yeah, it is the bottom left. I was right. I was just faking you all out by looking at the wrong place. Haha. Yeah, sorry. It's getting to the point where, like, my voice is starting to go. So my words kind of merge into each other. So, workers. I guess workers sounds like lurkers. Like, I get it. Okay, so still 5 factories for Medino. Double starport now, though. The armory has finished. Wait, has he got +1? Yeah, he does have +1. No +2 just yet. +1 for both players. Vultures getting out again. Now, there's mostly tank production coming in here from Blaze, so there's not going to be too many other units back here to defend against this. Wow. Actually catching the SCVs, so we're going to go and build a ton of turrets outside of his base. That's a massive pick-off. Obviously, the SCV is not too important in the grand scheme of things, but if you get a ton of turrets up here, all of a sudden these wraiths that are killing all your tanks aren't going to be able to do anything. Mad is going to break out of this. There's only 4 Goliaths coming. This single marine going to push away the wraiths for now. But look at this. Mad has managed to break his way out. He's not now trapped in his base. Okay, he's still relatively trapped, but he's got a good siege line. Oh, the mine! Oh, that could have been a lot worse than it actually was. But that's still a ton of damage. The barracks are going to go down, so the vision advantage is going to go to Medino. The surprise wraith switch actually doing a ton of damage. Now, is cloak done yet? No cloak yet. So he's not going to be able to take out the Goliaths just yet, but is going to continue to try and do some more damage to the siege line. And the command center finally going down into the bottom left-hand position. The tanks of Blaze forced to pull back. Turrets on the way, but this is going to allow Medino to crawl out and take a 4th base. Now, Medino is going to have to be careful if Blaze goes for dropships. This bottom left-hand base is going to be in trouble. Now, is Mad going to get his own dropship here to ferry some SCVs over? No, he's going to rely on transferring past his tanks through the installation gate there. The Wraith's obviously going to help this out as well, just to make sure there's nothing out here. Now, does Blaze know about Mad's 3rd base? Obviously, Blaze has been on 3 gas for quite a while. Not actually been mining fully off of it yet, though, so not getting the full benefit. But it is still 6 fact production against 5. But there's now 2 starports, so those 2 starports are going to be quite important. There's actually no turret up here. Oh, can the Wraiths get there in time? No, they can't. They're going to pull away. Not a fight you want to be taking. Now, is +2 attack on the way? No, no science facility just yet for Medino. He's having to get another barracks. He's not fully mining off this gas. I think you need 4 SCVs on this one. But he is continuing to push forward. There's finally some gas going down in the bottom left. That's obviously the important resource for Medino right now. But Blaze is still looking to put on a massive hard contain. There's actually going to be Valkyries here as well to make this a little bit better. Okay, it looks like we are going to finally have Blaze taking down these the temples. Going to make it a little bit easier for him to get his units through to help with this contain. But obviously Medino actually going to add a 4th command center on down here to try and take the other main. But we do really need to see some dropships for that to happen. Yeah, dropships finally coming in. Cloak finally coming in as well. The temples finally starting to go down. They are stacked, so using siege tanks to kill them obviously a lot more efficient. Now, Mad is building up a ton of vultures, and this is what you need to try and break this army. But honestly, I think he should just try and cool around again. Oh, the mines! Triple kill with those mines on those tanks. And those are tanks that Medino cannot afford to lose. He is getting slowly but surely pinned in entirely. And Blaze is taking his 4th base now, but it looks like Mad is getting ready to sneak over to the right-hand side and see if he can get a 4th base. I mean, this is a ridiculously cool game so far, but I think this game is going to come to a close relatively soon. Now, Mad is going to be able to get his vultures out, but unfortunately Blaze is ready for it. His mind saw all of it, so that's going to clear most of those vultures down. Now, Medino does need to get some tanks over. If he can get some tanks over here, secure the 4th base, this game is going to go on a lot longer. We're finally going to have some... Wait. What? Oh, there was... there's a second dropship. I was like... I heard it pick up something, but there's nothing in it. They're actually probably going to go over to the other main with some more, but here we go. Looks like Mad's going to push forward with his vultures again. If he can get around the outside, he can do a ton of SCV damage. And a lot of Blaze's units getting stuck up. I'm going to zoom out even more, because it's really hard to keep this TVT on one screen. Looks like the Vultures gonna trade very, very efficiently. Blaze sending a few tanks back, but not too many. Let's have a look at the health of the Vultures. Looks like they're doing a little bit better for Medino, but he does need to turn around. I think he wants to try and get as many SCVs as possible here, and that's certainly a good choice. Just try and cut down your opponent's economy as best you possibly can. Getting a good number. Medino is actually in a supply lead when it comes to SCVs now. And that's actually really good for him. Now the race over on the left hand side, probably going to try and go in and clean up some more of them, but the 4th base is now up for Blaze. Looks like he's not going to be able to scout the fact this CC is up, but there's no units over here to defend. So if Vultures get in, which they're going to, it looks like... Oh no, Blaze is going to pull back. Okay, so these tanks are going to get in. He's going to be able to defend this base. Really do need to see him sieging up around here so he can take the natural a little bit later on as well. But Blaze, still with that... Oh, Blaze is actually going into his own race switch here. So he's getting Valkyries, quite a lot of them. What's the upgrades looking like? Ship weapons coming in here. +2 attack. Finally coming in for Medino. Let's check the upgrades. Only +1 for Blaze. Really weird skipping out on +2 attack for ship weapons, but... I guess he wants to try and win with a big swell. So the tanks are actually a little bit far back here. So Blaze is going to be able to secure the natural. So a little bit later in the game, if we do go long, this is going to be an important base. But there's no anti-air up here. So these wraiths are going to do quite a lot. But you can already see Blaze is going to move in with his Valks. Well, there's actually 3 Valkyries here. 4 Valkyries. These wraiths are going to get shredded if they do not split immediately. Here we go. It's Scan going down so they can't cloak. Oh my god, the Valkyrie's doing so much damage. All of Medino's wraiths go down. And it looks like that could have been the move that Blaze needed to win the game even, because he is going to be able to push the other main now. More dropships coming in, but with nothing that can shoot up, he's going to be able to secure the bottom right. Going to be very important. But without the ability to kill the I mean, it is only 2 wraiths. Okay, so I mean, they're going to take... Look how slowly these tanks are dying. This is almost pathetic. Wraiths are paper planes for a reason. But we've got Blaze taking another base. Blaze really should just take this expansion before Medino can. Now that Oh my goodness, 5 Valkyries going against dropships. How often do you see this? As a single Goliath, the dropships are all going to go down. These Valkyries are worth their weight in gold. 10 kills, 11 kills. And here we go, Blaze going to push forward into the siege line. There's not that many tanks left for Medinho here. A lot of his tanks ferried over. They cannot ferry back. And he's going to get position over some of the factories. This is a really difficult situation to be in. And I think this may be checkmate. Blaze is going to be starting to expand incredibly quickly. Medinho does have the other main. It does have a full gas. And he is still defending this base. But if he loses his main, that's going to be it. I mean, it's still going on. Mad still has a supply lead. And he still does have a worker lead. But the position for Blaze in the middle of the map here. Is this possible? I mean, Mad still has got all of these tanks. So it's not game over just yet. Maybe I'm calling a little bit too soon. Looks like we do have an SCV drop on these tanks to try and help out. But this dropship is going to go down. There's no tanks in the main base that can help deal with this, but looks like Medinho is holding on for now. I really want to see some factories come up here from Medinho just to kind of help solidify his position, but looks like he feels pretty good right now with how this is going. There is a load of wraiths, but unfortunately Mad can't deal with them right now, so that's unfortunate. Gonna lose one of his control towers, so not gonna be able to make 2 dropships. Now here we go. This is another move you can do, but gonna lose. Oh, he needs to drop the SCVs. Loses 6 SCVs in that dropship. Not something you want to be doing, and there's actually no splash damage to take advantage of that, so that's unfortunate. And I definitely think Blaze is in a good position right now. He's up 1 base, up 1 gas. More and more wraiths are coming in. There's no double Valkyrie coming in or anything, so we're not going to see a surprise Valk switch. More and more tanks are going down. And I think this has got to be it. It's been an amazing TBT, an amazing series. But I think Blaze has done it. I really don't want to call it too early. But I really do not see how Medinho can come back from this. I mean, he's keeping his tanks alive somehow, but he's never going to be able to break out of his base. He can't break out of this base either because there's 4 tanks. Now, the only okay, +2 attack is done now as well. Wraiths coming around the side, gonna see if they can intercept any dropships going into the bottom left base, which is surprisingly not got a single lick of anti-air there. And a dropship coming in as well to solidify this Wraith position. And I think this could be it. Blaze is slowly pushing forward. Now, obviously, if Medinho holds this perfectly, he's going to be in a good spot. He is trading incredibly efficiently. But he's going to lose his 3rd gas down here. Turret was cancelled. Has broken out of the main, so he can take the natural now. But there's still not enough anti-air anywhere. Now, Blaze actually lost a ton of tanks, but he's now up 60 supply. He's up by 33 SCVs. This has been a really good TBT, but I think Blaze has definitely done it. Okay, missile turrets trying to come in. The SCV going to get taken out. These tanks are going to get taken out as well, and that is going to leave this bottom left base completely vulnerable. Another turret gets taken down. And I think after a 4-hour, 15-minute cast, this is going to be the end. I mean, Medinho is staying in. He still has money. He's got 3 dropships, so he is going to be able to defend this base again. But he's not going to be able to defend this CC. His main is barely hanging on, and Blaze is taking yet another gas. This has definitely been an amazingly well-played game by Blaze. Where is the dropships? Where are the dropships going? Okay, it looks like he wants to try and drop around the side to deny the extra bases from Blaze, but honestly, you need to just defend this main. Oh, the mine! That was a good mine. He's going to try and take this position now. He's going to drop a single tank to try and deal with this. And he's going to take out Blaze's mining, which is good. But obviously going to lose your own base. Looks like he had a single tank over here. Just imagine if there was a factory here sooner. He'd have a ton of tanks over here. But the dropship, all of them going down. A single tank not going to be doing enough. Now, a lot of SCVs have actually gone down from this base, but the units are going to go down. Mad is likely going to fall with them. And one of the starports has even gone down. Now, one of the dropships actually turned back and went back the other way, so he is going to be able to save his other main. But he is definitely fighting a lost battle, and imagine if he hadn't have got all of his race killed by the Valkyries. That was definitely the big swinging factor in this game. And interestingly, dropping his Goliaths at the back. He needs them to soak a few hits so he can get a tank down. And he is going to be able to clean up these tanks eventually, but look at the reinforcements. There is more tanks here than I think Medino has SCVs overall, so Mad gonna try and hold on. Obviously, plus two tanks are very, very efficient. But there is efficiency, and then there is these wraiths who have killed absolutely everything. I wish I could see a full kill count of all of them, but they have definitely been the MVPs of this game for Blaze. The gas goes down, and with it does the CC and all the SCVs. This is 100% going to be GG. 100%. Looks like he's going to try and break through and see if he can expand to the bottom right. It is the ace match, obviously. He wants to try and win. He wants this more than anything for his team to be able to get on the board. And this has been such an incredible series, but unfortunately, there is just nothing to answer the race. GG. Medino taps out and takes, Blaze takes the series 3-2. So, obviously that is the end of our series there. Really, really cool series between Ash and EF. That's probably one of the best series we've had. That was ReV versus EF, sorry. Ash was before. Huge thank you, Benevolent Bear, for the 1,000 bit cheer. Means a hell of a lot. Thank you so much for your support over the last year, I think you've been watching. So, thanks a lot, man. Let's have a look at the results. A very, very close series. But unfortunately, Medino unable to pull it back in the ace match there, but really, really good nonetheless. Let's have a quick look at the results. CRVT taking the win over Darking in a really cool PvZ on Desperado. Pink Brush taking down Sinclair on Neo Outlier. That was a pretty one-sided game, unfortunately. Blaze taking out Indy in a pretty cool PvT on New Tornado. And then Medino taking down Shaylin. I actually need to add the win. I forgot to do that. So let's add that again. Watch the power of everything. There we go. Updates automatically for me. Yeah, we had a lot of really cool TVTs, a lot of cool TVPs, a lot of cool ZVPs, and a cool PvP as well in the first series. So, for all of you who stayed up with me, I've seen a lot of Europeans still in the chat. Thank you very much. Hopefully you enjoyed the stream. And I will be back on Friday with some more STPL action. On Friday, we're going to be going for a bonus cast. So there's going to be 3 series. Just to quickly take you through the roadmap, it is going to be Soul versus IRK. That is going to be a must-watch series. Just to take you through the games, we're going to have DeWalt versus Perfume in a PvP. Oya versus Zealot in a PvZ. SPX versus Scan in a TVT. Marwin versus Bonneth in a TVP. Then we're going to move into Psy versus White. We're going to have a ZVP between Praise and Cubic. A ZVZ between Mitak and Fairy. A PVT between Marine and Bai. And a ZVT between Cold and Dam. And then we're going to be heading into Naz versus Bull. We're going to have Sugo versus Wapple D. Eon Zerg versus Cruzago in a ZVP, Dragon versus Reina in a PVT, and a TVT on Blitz X between Terra and Inca. It's going to be an amazing day of games, and it'll be at 2100 CEST, and that is the last time I'll be saying that this year, because after that it's going to be going back to CET on Saturday, so it's going to be the end of Daylight Savings Time. I'm going to go and get some rest. I've been up since 7 AM, but it was well worth it for these amazing games. If you want to support the STPL monetarily, you can through Patreon. That is definitely the best way to do it. Here are some of the Patreons. I need to add Test and Seriosity to this as well, as they've recently given their patronage, which is really nice. You can also donate on the Liquipedia link. Just quickly going to type this again and hope I spell it right. If you click on the Matcherino link, type the code LSTPL, you can add 50 cents to the prize pool completely free, and hopefully by Friday as well, I'm going to have my next 2 emotes ready. So I've got an STPL does emote and a boom emote, so hopefully they'll both be ready, and hopefully they'll both be accepted by Twitch. It's been like 5 days already, so hopefully it'll come soon. Once again, huge thank you for all of you for watching, all of the players for playing them wonderful games, and I'll see you guys on Friday. Have a good evening, morning, or afternoon wherever you are, and have a good day.
My internet died.
Destination. Input coordinates.
Hey, Kicks. Thanks for the host.